Hello everybody and welcome to In Tune with DJ Rakimbeau. This is a running series with TBD Magazine where we're featuring musicians, DJs, and artists in New Orleans who are doing incredible things through the power of music and sound. And today we have the pleasure of talking to DJ Rakimbeau. So everybody, please extend your love. Please say hello.
Hello. I'm so honored and happy to be here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for lovely young ladies have me. I'm so honored.
Of course. No, we're honored to have you and get to talk about some of the music you curated for us today. And just to give everybody a taste, so the idea behind this podcast is every person that we feature, we ask them to curate a playlist for us. And it really just comes through themselves. You know, they get to choose whatever music they want to showcase through it and just share with us, and we get to talk to them about themselves and their, and their art. So we're going to go ahead and play the first two songs of the playlist. Today we have first Virgo's Groove by Miss Beyonce, and then Go All Night by Kalela. So we're going to go ahead and play those first two songs. And we can talk, we can edit all of this out. Yeah. We can definitely do that.
The song is so good.
Yes, as we go. So what made you choose this song?
Man, when I first heard this song, I felt like transformed or something.
Right.
Like, I was under a spell. And I was like, no, I haven't heard a song that's made me feel like that since I've listened to maybe some 70s music or something.
Right.
And it really gave me that feeling. I really felt like I was back in a different time.
Right.
I really, I don't know, the song just embodies that. There's so many layers. Beyonce really did her thing with this one.
Definitely. No, and let me tell you, I was at Poor Boys when you did the Renaissance
Oh, yes,
party.
you were there, yes.
I was transported.
Oh, my God. What a time.
It was so good. It was just right after the album came out. And there was,
oh, my God. Everybody was on that
shook.
high.
Yes. The world shook. No, that party was it for me. It was so good. And I definitely agree. It's so beautiful to see Beyonce tap into house music in its background,
Man. She really did her homework, and that really was easily one of my favorite songs, immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just like the vibe. It's the sounds are so.
Oh my God, so dynamic. It's so many layers of every time I listen to it, I feel like I hear something new.
Right.
It's just so, I don't know. It's just out of this world, really.
Okay, but while we go through the playlist and stuff, I want you to tell us your name, where you're from, and obviously a little bit more about yourself. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm Rakim Ambeau, from Uptown New Orleans, Callio Projects.
Yeah.
Born and raised. I grew up here. Music, I would say, was always in my life, but not to the extent that I wish it was.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I was more musically inclined coming up. I had good music influence around me, but where I'm at right now, I feel like that wasn't enough. I had to do so much on my own, homework, and still doing that to this day. But I was more inspired when I moved to New York. I randomly moved to New York in 2015, just on some I was in school, but I was just not inspired. I was I need a new environment. This is not doing anything for me. I was in New Orleans all my life. I haven't seen anything new. Mm-hmm. And then I went to Afropunk that year.
Nice.
And when I got there, I was there's no way I'm leaving. I have to live here. It sparked something in me. That was my first time in New York and everything. It sparked something in me.
Right.
I seen a whole different side of life that I'm well, I can be living like this. You know?
Honestly, for me, I guess as a black woman, to see other black people just living, just feeling good about themselves.
Carefree, literally, just doing whatever. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I was so inspired by that.
That's beautiful. So you would say that New York, nurtured you in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful.
Absolutely. I started there. I made so many connections there. That's where my career was born. So.
I love that.
Sorry. No, forgot whatever I was going to say.
No, yeah, so tell us more about New York. I want to know more about that process of when you started, that transition, moving to a city. New Orleans is a city, but New York, every place you go to is a different place. Yeah.
It is a city.
But I'm sure it was different. So tell us
different.
about the process and just being there and starting off your career and how that looked like for you.
I would say it was pretty easy because I was around so many DJs at the time. Mm-hmm. There was I was working at this restaurant called Miss Lily's in New York, and they would have a DJ come every Friday and Saturday. So there was like a rotation of DJs, and I would get cool with them, and they would like teach me things, and I was like, this is something I can see myself doing. Like I can see myself, you know, and people always say that I had good music taste. So I was like, maybe I can incorporate those things together and make a career out of it. So I just started like practicing with them, and then they would like get me little gigs here and there. Like I would play at the restaurant sometimes, and then it just grew from there. And people were like picking up on me, like, hey, I like, you know, what you're doing. You sound great, or you know. So that's how that started, and I just ran with it.
Yeah, that's really cool that like you went to a new city and the city kind of supported you.
Yeah. Oh my God, the support in New York was amazing. Like everyone, people say that New Yorkers are mean.
Yeah, like the cutthroat like vibe, but
I think that. Yeah, I can see why they would be that way, because it's just so much going on. You have to be on guard. Like there's just so much going on in this city. So I can see why they would be like that. But they were some of the most nurturing and accepting people that I've met in my life, and it was such an experience to have met all of them, and still to this day maintain those relationships with them.
Definitely. Are there some people in New York that you like? I don't know. Either like had that same process together, or like some DJs there that you look up to that you were like alongside in that scene?
Yeah, so my friend Dylan Ali, she's actually one of the people that inspired me to start DJing. Before I even got to New York, I would listen to her mixes on SoundCloud.
Awesome.
And so it was crazy how we met, because I started after like getting to her music. I followed her on Twitter, and she followed me back and everything. And then at this point, I didn't even know I was going to move to New York. Like it was just random. Yeah. So then I went to a thrift store in New York, a random thrift store, and she was there. And then we just like, I was like, hey, we follow each other. We started talking. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's like fate type stuff. Like,
yes, and we linked up, and like we've been inseparable ever since. And we like, she put me on a lot of gigs. Like she's big time right now. Like she's doing a lot of brand, like things for brands and stuff. So she like put me onto a lot of stuff, and since then we've been inseparable.
That's super cool. That's like literally the universe. Like
literally
put these two people together.
I swear everything felt like it was just placed strategically in my life when I was living in New York. But it's so expensive.
No. It is.
I would love to live there, but
it's too much sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and play the second song that we have on the playlist. Right now, we're about to play Go All Night by Kalela. So
yes. I love that.
Now, this song makes me feel different. I'm like...
Yes, another song that makes you feel like you're transcending to a different...
Would you say that's something that like you like to, when you listen to music or creating music, something, a vibe that you want to feel, like a transcendence through music?
Yes, literally. Because I feel like I'm always like, I listen to music sometimes and I'm like, what, is everybody else hearing this? Like, this is amazing. So I feel like to make that the experience through music is cool to do. And that's why I love DJing. Like, I feel like I can give people that experience.
Most definitely.
I try.
And you do. So okay.
Like these songs make me feel like I'm like astral projecting.
Yo, literally, like
I don't know, and I love that because I feel like as a DJ, and I mean I'm not a DJ myself, but from what I can see, like it is so much about, you know, creating that space for other people to feel what you're feeling through music, and for them to express through so other ways like dance or just being, you know, like, and it's beautiful to see that like in person, and I don't know, it's
amazing to witness as the person that's curating. Like you're just like, wow, look at these people like enjoying what I'm doing. So it's.
Do you have a moment where you're like, or like that you remember, you're like, people were really getting down to what you did, like you may have did something, or like really got the crowd, like one of your favorite moments during DJing?
Yes, there's so many moments where people are like, just like, oh my god, I have a moment actually from Lundi Gras.
Okay.
Nice.
I was at the Dragon's Den. We had the ladies take over, and I was in the courtyard, and I played Gorillas. Feel Good Inc. I played Feel Good Inc. and everybody was kind of like, you know, what is she doing? Like, I like this song, but what is she doing? Like, I played that, and then I mixed it with Pope Pimp. Do you wanna ride?
Okay.
And it was like, yo, like they was not expecting it. Yes. And And this lady, she came. She was like an older woman. She was like in her 40s or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "You are killing it." She was like, "I want you to come to Jamaica and DJ my whatever." And I was just like, "Okay, cool. Like, hit me up. I would love to do that." She was like, "I'll pay for everything. I want you to come." I'm like, "Yo, look, let's do this."
100%.
Yeah, but that was a great moment. I wish I would have recorded it, but I have the memory, so that's enough.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. No, that's beautiful. Okay, so let's go into then talking about, like you said, you're from New Orleans, you grew up here. So how did that influence you, I guess, in a musical way, from like the music you listened to when you were growing up, to the point of like, I guess, like reconnecting back with New Orleans culture in different ways? Like,
we're surrounded by so much like musically here,
Mhm.
and I was just always into like local music.
Yeah.
You know, like Manny Fresh, all of that. Like, he's definitely one of my biggest inspirations
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to DJing. But I was always around that type of like vibe. So being from New Orleans, I felt like it definitely gives me an advantage musically. Because we start a lot of things here. Like I don't know, we set the standard for a lot. So that sound that we have, I feel like us just having that sound and me just being exposed to that definitely gave me like a superpower, a personal superpower, I guess, to take on this music.
Right.
You know, then we have like brass bands and jazz,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And we learn all of that in elementary school. All of that definitely shaped me for sure. Like, I'm so into like brass bands and everything. I love second lines and all of that. So
Yeah.
all of that definitely shaped me and made me just want to be in the epicenter of the culture of New Orleans. Like, that's really my goal, to just be the culture.
Right.
Literally,
Yeah.
to be the culture.
Right. Right.
And you are.
Yes.
I'm getting there.
You are.
I strive to be. I will say that. I strive to be. So.
Especially just like with like, I feel like the resurgence of the scene after the COVID, like,
Yes.
you know, like getting all these events going.
Yes,
like,
because it's like I came out of nowhere. Because I, before COVID, I wasn't doing anything. I had just had my son in 2019.
Aww.
And yeah, I was dealing with motherhood and just, I guess, trying to find my footing with that and my social life and my career. And just, it's not easy, but I found a way.
Definitely.
So yeah, I just came out of nowhere. 2020,
Yeah.
I was on it. Like, I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. Because that COVID definitely put like a different perspective into my life too. Like, seeing how everybody was just like laid off,
Right.
and you really had no control over your life.
Right.
In a sense, I was like, I don't want to live. I want to be able to control,
Right.
you know, what's going on in my life. If something happens, I'll be good. Like, let me work for myself and
Right.
that's the
whatever.
way to go.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Building your reality. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, that's what you gotta focus on. What
Literally.
makes you happy and how you can do it for yourself. Like,
For sure.